These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Mark Z. Question: will we pay a service fee at the redemption center? Mark Z says, I am told at participating redemption banks/centers we will have a pre-negotiated rate, which will be more favorable for us than regular bank spreads of up to 10%. That is what I was told from banking personnel who have trained for this. All right, RayRen98 says reports are coming in that the pace of the rate increments has increased. Later this week looks extremely favorable, extremely. All right, Mountain Goat says I talked to my CBI contact. I was told the rate will be determined, just as it has been determined all along, by the new asset-backed quantum financial system, or the QFS, now in place. It was put in place from 2011 to 2012 and now running daily. Only technically, they have not yet linked or mapped these new rates into the foreign currency exchanges as of yet. This is what we are waiting for. Not all the rates will come over at once, and many call them baskets or groups of currencies. The plan is the years to come to slowly roll out these new rates and map them to the foreign exchanges as the new market rates. Mountain Goat goes on to say the rate will be whatever it is in the QFS system when the time comes to reinstate it. And this will be the starting rate. All they need to do is bring over to the Forex by mapping it from the QFS. It's a simple process. It would most likely be around $3 to $4 when it does come out. Yes, when the IQD rate does come out, it could vary, but only a drastic change in the price of oil will affect it. However, the projection is for the price of oil to hover around $70 to $90 this year, which will still produce an IQD rate well within the range we investors want. All right, Frank 26, this is Georgia Truist Bank story follow-up from last week. The bank visitor says the lady I was supposed to be speaking with was out with the flu. A new financial advisor calls me, and honestly, it was a little confusing because the guy acts like he didn't know anything. In fact, he said, I'm pretty sure this is a hoax. Frank, first recording story, the lady says, we know, we're preparing. Here is at the same time bank with another officer that says the opposite. The same bank, you had the people that know what's going on, and then you have another person that doesn't know what's going on. One gives positive information, one gives negative information. They're both from the same source. That's the problem with a speculative investment. The evidence is out. It's not a secret. All right, Pimpy says, is it possible the exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar increases and for whatever reason we can't benefit from it over here in the West? I want to make money off the Iraqi dinar, but not at the expense of the Iraqi people. Pimpy says the thing that's most important is that the people in Iraq prosper from this. They've been suffering a long time. As far as the people in the West not getting a taste of this wealth, the only thing I can think of is the exchange rate changing, and for whatever reason, Iraq is still on sanctions, so we have a hard time finding a place to exchange our Iraqi dinar because a lot of people aren't going to have the money to go fly elsewhere to exchange. That would be a scenario I could think of that could play out, according to Pimpy. So, all right, moving on to Walking Stick. Iraqi bank friend Aki update. Aki and his boss, number one, went to the meeting on Thursday with everyone else that represents banks in Iraq. The one question we had for them, gentlemen, we've been seeing some articles that are suggesting maybe we're looking at about 2 more months away, and they answered no. Who told you that? All right, Claire article quote, a government advisor details indicators of the efficiency of foreign reserves. Iraq is in the best financial condition. Quote, all indicators of the efficiency of foreign reserves mentioned above indicate that Iraq today is in the best conditions in its financial history. Mark Z via PDK says in Iraq we are being told, quote, denomination specimen sheets, unquote, are being shown in banks in Iraq. This is a sheet showing the new money and pictures of all the features on the new lower denominations. If Iraqi banks are indeed doing this, we are awfully close. All right, Militiaman article quote, Iraq is better off now ever than it's in its financial history. Militiaman says, even at a program rate, even at where we've been and what we've seen, the central bank has probably done the job that they said they were going to do. Bottom line is Iraq has reserves, gold, more natural resources found, probably proven or probably, and that is huge. All right, Frank26 says, if I was a CBI, I would tell all my children that I'm going to give them pictures of the new small category notes that are about to come out. If I was a CBI, I would not give them the exchange rate and the new currency together. The last thing we need is mass confusion. If I was the CBI, last Tuesday and Friday, I would have told all my children, all my banks, that within the next week or so to be prepared. If I was the CBI, I would say the next phase in the monetary reform is to make sure everybody outside of Iraq understands that we are about to retrieve our 3-0 notes. Iraqi citizens are already being told to do this. All right, Pimpy says corruption is one of Vietnam's biggest problems. It's a lot worse than Iraq, but definitely Vietnam is much further along as where their economy is. Them not being under any kind of sanctions, they just need an incentive to want to increase the value of their Vietnam dong. All right, Mark Z via PDK. I have had so many people in the banking world tell me this is our month. Nobody knows the timing, but my gut is screaming they are spot on. I think we are in our last few weeks or days. All right, and lastly, Claire has an article quote, approaching official. Sudanese advisor reveals steps to reduce exchange rates in the parallel market. Quote, he stressed that there is a clear trend and encouraging beginnings in which the parallel market has begun to approach the official exchange market. Okay, and I also put out a YouTube um, this morning that was explaining that I will be potentially moving to a different platform. And so, in case what just happened recently happens again, I would like to prepare for that. So, I'm asking people in the comments of that video, and you can also do it in this video if you want, to let me know what the majority of you would be most likely to follow me proactively on. I'm considering Rumble, and I've heard of Rumble and Patreon. I'm not too familiar with either of them, but if I have a general idea of what the most of you would be more likely to follow me on, proactively, then if something happens again with my YouTube, I can continue to do my updates on a different platform. Again, my email, if anybody has any IQD news updates for me that they would like me to share and give them credit to on my channel, my email is ninjasiqdnews@gmail.com. And I might potentially be going live again soon. I'm not sure. It might be sometime today or tomorrow, but I will try to do the schedule thing and let you guys know at least an hour or two in advance.